Here's a request I got a while ago from Dixie the dog. His note reads something like this. Hi Doug B. I've just realized who you are. You are the chap from YouTube that does all the great videos. I always ready myself with a cup of tea before sitting and watching your latest uploads on YouTube. It is great to hear that you also love Moke's The Boys Are Back. So can I ask or suggest that it would be wonderful if you could do a video relating to harmony stuff? Also, another thing that amazes me from that preset is that you can play a chord and then play single note stuff in harmony without touching a foot pedal. How about a video on your take on how to do that? Keep up the good work. I appreciate the time you give to the fractal community. You are one of the shining stars. Best wishes, Brett. Well, flattery will get you everywhere, right? Of course it does. So let's take a look at Moke's preset without dissecting it too much, because after all, it is a commercial preset. But first, let's listen to it. It has 5 scenes, but we're only interested in the 3 scenes that have harmony parts. The guitar solo, the riff after the chorus, and the closing riff. All right, let's check it out. So how does Moke do that? Well, he's a master at using the pitch block to craft custom harmony parts. If we look at the pitch block, we can see that there are 16 different types. One of them is called custom shifter. Key is pretty self-explanatory. You tell the pitch block what key you will be playing in so that it can generate the harmony or harmonies in the correct key. As for temperament, I would leave that at equal. Next you have voice 1 and voice 2. These are the settings for your harmony parts. Now the only strange or unknown parameters are called scale 1 and scale 2. Each of these has a knob that allows you to choose between 1 and 32. But what do those numbers represent? Well, here's where Moke's creativity really comes to play. Click on Setup in the upper right corner, then click on the Scales tab. There's a parameter called Custom Scale Number, and if we click on the box next to it, we can see that there are 32 choices. To the right of Custom Scale Number, we can see 12 slots, starting with A and ending with A flat. These are the 12 notes in an octave. Right now they all say 0 semi. But look what happens when I go to Custom Scale Number 5. What does that mean? Well, if we go back to the pitch block for scene 3, Scale 1 says 5. Scale 2 doesn't matter for this example because level 2 is turned all the way down, which means we're only using voice 1. So scale 1 is telling the modeler to use custom scale number 5 for the harmony part. If we go back to the custom scales tab in setup, there's a down arrow next to custom scale number. Click on it and you can either export or import a custom global scale. Moke includes 3 custom scales that have to be imported for the harmony parts to work. They use slots 5, 6, and 7. Now you'll see the 12 notes in custom scale number 5 all have values anywhere from -4 semi to 6 semi, and they don't really seem to make sense. Let's see if we can get it to make sense. Fractal defaults to the key of A, although we saw earlier that we set the key in the pitch block. My old band does Boys Are Back in G, so I set the key to G. But let's stick with the key of A right now for simplicity's sake. This is where it helps if you know your scales or, a little theory. Next to A, it says 5 semi. What that means is that when you play an A, your modeler will add a harmony note 5 semitones above it, which is a D. If you play a B flat, the harmony note will be an E flat. If you play a B, the harmony part will be an E. and so on down the line. Let me play each of the notes in an octave so you can hear the corresponding harmony notes. So right now, this does not sound like it makes any sense. But when you play a specific riff using these values, the harmony part is correct, and it should make you smile. Let me play the solo, and it should make sense. Because I played the solo in the manner that Moke lays out, the harmony part is correct and it sounds like two guitars being played. Moke has the uncanny ability to dissect the guitar harmony parts and create custom scales that work. I get a headache just thinking about the work that must be involved in this. There was also the question of how you can play a chord and then play single note stuff in harmony without touching a foot pedal. Well, I have a theory on that, and please let me know if I have this wrong. My take is that the pitch block is set up to only detect monophonic notes when using the custom shifter type. If you play a chord, it just passes through unprocessed. Now, if you use the virtual capo type instead, for example, you can play chords because it raises everything by the same number of semitones, which I'm guessing is easier on the CPU. The custom shifter can have 12 radically different settings, and that could possibly end up as a garbled mess if the CPU tried to process chords. So they have set it up to process monophonic, or one note at a time. That's my guess anyway, guys. That's a pretty rudimentary look at using custom scales with the pitch block. The short version is that custom scales allow you to create your own harmony parts. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Moke and his presets, I'll leave a link in the description. And let me know if you pick up anything there, what you think about it, and if you've tried anything with the custom scales. All right, now next Wednesday, we are going to be having another new preset of the week. You don't want to miss that. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and I will be talking with you next week.